It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D! Let's go.
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule. That guy, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, he is here in the house. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread also. So jump into there, get your thoughts out there, and get it in, everybody. But yes, D-Mac is back in the fold. Good to have you back, Brian.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to be back. We were both ready and attired for the course this afternoon.
That's right.
You know,
Chair spinning 101 today, everybody.
I don't want to hear anybody bitching about the weather, that it's getting hot. Beggars can't be choosers.
No, like...
Yesterday...
This was my take on yesterday, D-Mac. That was like the first nice day. Like not...
Sunday was.
Sunday was nice.
But
Sunday was.
Sunday was nice too, right. But it was like, you know, nice. And not, it was warm, without 40-mile-an-hour winds, without life-threatening thunderstorms coming through at 4.
That's
like
fair.
It was just nice. Light breeze, very, very light breeze. It was just nice, and it stayed nice the whole time.
And it's setting up the way I like it. When the storms come in, the lights go off. You know, it cleans all the golf courses across the state.
Absolutely. Water's along for free.
During the day, it's nice like this, so we can go out and play. So whatever you're doing, enjoy the weather here. We've suffered through it. It just felt like it just took a little long. So that was good. How was your weekend?
All cool.
I
I
know yesterday.
Yeah, I had to be down in Florida, so it was work.
How hot was it down there?
Real feel was 102.
That's awful.
I got out there in the salt mines, though, Spenny. I went out there running right at noon.
That's disgusting. Outside?
Yep.
Gross.
Could you feel it in your...
I sought it out. I wanted a piece of it.
Could you feel it in your chest? Was it...
No, I felt it in my calf muscle about 2.5 miles in.
Nice.
I was like, I forgot about the pre-hydration rules. When it's
Spenny, did you get those clips?
Yes, I did.
Hey, so I'm telling you this, and here's a segue preview for tomorrow. Don't miss it because I'm putting a little something together. I found the next greatest. I experienced the next greatest thing, like the next trend, the next fad, what people need to check out. There we go, baby. Look at him wailing away. As you can see, I'm sitting in the corner. I'm a judge. Yeah, right in front of me, just judging it up a little bit there. But it is.
I didn't know you were a judge.
Oh yeah. BRK Ice Wars up in Mount Pleasant at Soaring Eagle to the 2,300 people that were there. 10 fights. It was electric. 3 1-minute rounds. So it's the how do you say, the discipline of hockey fighting, but more in a boxing atmosphere. You know, the helmet goes off and guys will. You got to stand up and put your helmet back on and reset and stuff falling down. But the passion that all these guys had, it was great. So if you want to check this out, I'm putting something together. Stay tuned tomorrow. But tomorrow night on Tubi and on the BRK website, they're going to stream the whole show. And it's
really?
It's something to be worth. And so, Neil, the intricacies and everything to what the product is one thing, and yes, that's great. But the excitement and the fans, you know, I'm a wrestling guy.
Right. Got
a wrestling academy. But, I mean, I look at everything in the wrestling, and the way that in the 10th fight, everybody's on their feet, everybody's still involved. I think that they have something there. They have something where they can build storylines, they can build characters. I'd heard about this coming around, and I'd been part of conversations of making it happen, but to see it with my own eyes, and it's just one of the things, you know, you got to check it out. And what a great time. What a great time. There wasn't any lulls or anything like that. The broadcast and, the in-betweens and the interviews and stuff was great. And, there was even a little bit of a skirmish between the challenger and the champion for the bare knuckle cruiserweight. So that was exciting too. So I'll show more tomorrow, but it's something that you can go on BRK and check it out online. I'm sure there's clips, but tomorrow night, free on Tubi and on the streaming channels. So that popped me. I got as excited as I do as the wrestling show.
I gotta ask about being a judge. And by the way, if you want to get involved with the show, you can jump into the Woodward Sports chat thread, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, get in there. We'll be crossing 84,000 subs coming up momentarily. If you want to skip the line, by the way, you can go ahead and use the super chat. We get to all of those, and yes, we'll get into it. Spencer Rax, is that the All-Star voting link?
It is, yes.
Okay.
We got to do it, man. We got to help our guys.
D-Mac, being a judge, how does it work?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
So it's not.
I didn't know you were judging.
It's very simple, right? Who wins? Who's the winner out of all three? And I'd say, and we were like,
how do you determine
myself,
that,
John Morasti, who plays Gym Number 1, who you remember I got in the fight with at the Shores of Game, probably do it again this year. He was another judge, and Frank the Animal Bialois from the Miners fame, right? When you're called the Animal, you're tough.
You're in.
So,
yeah.
But the way that you judge this is this at the end of the fight, like who won. And there was a couple real close ones that like third round came in. So it's more just like what.
So you're not giving points for a round.
It's more or less like Thursday fights.
Okay.
But live, and yeah, like the boys gave it. And here's the thing, like after walking around, like guys are pieced up. I mean, they use the gloves, as you can see or whatever, but guys are pieced up.
Yeah.
And they're in there with passion. So it was there's a couple bangers on there. A couple of little guys, man, they threw 1,000 punches. And there's oh yeah, dude, there's two small guys, and it's funny because like there's some of these guys that have come from the ring and never put on skates before. So that's where like, we'll build into this or whatever. But two of the small guys, and it was speculated that the one guy was the bare knuckles fighter and had hockey experience, and the other guy was a bare knuckles fighter but had never been on skates. Didn't even had plastic skates. But what happened is when they locked up or whatever, he used them because they fought inside like real toast. So it was sort of like a clinch, but uppercuts and bombs going. They fought this fight in a phone booth. It was unbelievable. And
I want to go back to
each other, heads bobbing everywhere. So I was so excited. So and the way that it's 3 1-minute rounds, right? It's crazy. And then like there's a couple TKOs. There's these Laporte brothers from North Bay, Ontario. They both TKO'd. Twin brothers. They both TKO'd their opponent.
North Bay, Ontario.
Yeah, exactly. So, I was excited. So I'm going to give a huge shout out to Charlie Nana and his crew and everybody because this has been in the works, and there's other ones in the works also, right? I mentioned to you that I shot a pilot about a year ago with the UFC.
Right. That
was doing one. Well, what happened there is 2 weeks later, the UFC TKO decided to buy the WWE. So, things get put on. I feel like a pilot comedy show or something like that. It's put on the shelf, but I shot a pilot. But this is something that I think everybody can get behind, and just because even fellow fighters and tough guys in hockey or whatever, like it's the passion. You see these guys get in here,
and people love fights, man.
And it was cool. Like
watch an Oilers game in the crowd.
I like that, dude. Like I like that. They stand up and they throw, and it was entertaining as hell.
That is. Because my son was big into it. Like he wanted to go, but I was out of town, obviously. So I was going to take him if I was in town. But he was all into it.
They'll be coming, but dude, they wanted the casino wanted to do them once a month. They can't do that. They're traveling around, right?
Yeah.
But we'll definitely that'll be a hop. And shout out to Matt Soaring Eagle. Shout out to the tribe, and shout out to the hospitality and just how they do. They just do.
They love Spenny over there.
Good people up
there.
Timmy's
Speaking of that, I'm going to ask you a favor later after the show. Speaking of Soaring Eagle, because I know you're the man.
Yeah, I do what I can.
Yeah, I know you're the man. So I know that you're the Connex. So we'll talk about all that stuff. Woodward Sports chat thread. Get into there. John effing Lord, rest in peace Tuesday.
Yeah,
it is, as a matter of fact. So we'll be putting people in the coffin.
Can I do a quick shout out?
Yeah, absolutely.
My guy Kyle hit me up on on Twitter yesterday. He's a fan of the show. He's a fan of the network, and he's going through. He got diagnosed with cancer, and so he is. He's putting on. He's a hockey player. They're doing a fundraiser where they're doing a game. It's free admission. Donations for his treatment are appreciated, and they're doing 50-50 and different stuff like that. If you can't make it, on the screen there you see his Venmo and his PayPal. You can scan the QR code on the screen. He's just trying to raise money for his treatment. So anybody that could give anything, it's very appreciated. He's a good guy, and he asked me to share this for just to get as much eyes as possible on it. So,
and that's Sunday, June 22nd, 6 o'clock at Big Boy Ice Arena. So that's coming. That's this weekend.
That's this weekend, yeah.
Yes,
there you go. If anybody can, definitely. I want to be careful how I talk about, because I don't want to go off on a tangent about that. The fact that people got to, raise money to pay for cancer care, but that's a different topic for a different day, for a different station, for a different network.
Yep.
Let's just leave it at that. But no, whatever you guys can do, man, that would be. You guys are always awesome about that kind of stuff, and we're not on some bullshit when we do this.
No.
If we're asking, it's.
Yeah, he DM'd me yesterday and said, he's a huge fan of the network. He listens every day. So
shout out, Kyle, man. Shout out to you, brother. Good luck to you. No doubt. Keep us updated too, man.
Yeah.
On how things are going. Anything that we can do to help, we're in. Period. End of story. Always a yes. Anakin Sky Ogre. Oh boy, Neil won't be happy about this one. Well, Spencer Raxter has the link to the MLB All-Star voting, and it was brought to my attention by multiple people. Weirdly. In the All-Star voting, in the outfield category, the top 6 players receiving votes. Number 1, Aaron Judge, at 1.5 million, who has almost 40% more than any other player in the American League, leads the outfielders, as you might think. I was surprised by this. For a guy that has no aura, he sure does get a lot of All-Star votes. Yeah. Riley Green at 675,000
Well, you
votes.
don't have to have aura for people to be good.
Yep.
It's just,
It's an added thing. They're complete. They can be completely separate.
Aura just might, how many votes does he have?
675,000.
He'd have, 1 million, too, if he had aura.
He's got the most out of anyone that doesn't have 1 million.
Oh, I thought you were going to say about anybody who doesn't have aura.
And he's got the most out of any. Does Cal Raleigh have aura?
No.
So Cal Raleigh has over 1 million votes. So Riley Green is second.
Cal Raleigh might have aura. I don't know.
He plays in Seattle. You've never watched him.
That's true.
That's
what I'm saying. I don't know. He might have aura.
Yeah.
If he doesn't wear batting gloves, aura.
No, he's got to wear batting. He's a youngster. He's got to wear batting gloves.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Look up his picture.
We'll look it up.
Look up a picture and batting. If he doesn't, he's greasy.
Yeah, but that's impressive, though.
There are different types of aura.
Yeah.
And wearing batting gloves is definitely a certain type of aura. He does
Depends if they're all white or not.
He wears batting gloves.
All white?
Different colors, looks like.
Okay, he might have some aura in him.
Yeah, it looks like he wears the white with the
how's his drip
the wrist
look?
tape.
How's
the
his
drip looks pretty good.
Looks good, so he looks like he's got aura. Because Riley,
no aura.
Clean
I was told.
And buttoned up and ready to walk into the banker's office.
Catchers have different aura. It's a totally different.
Oh,
Hey, you know how aura works, right? Aura is a metaphor for our entire where we are as a society.
Yeah,
right now.
You either got it or you don't.
And
can't tell you what it is.
And it's narrative driven, right?
Absolutely.
It's unprovable.
Oh yeah.
So you can use it to fit any argument you have.
Yep.
It's like
and no one can tell you no.
PFF. Yeah.
It's PFF.
Yeah.
It's PFF.
That's a good PFF, the aura of today's
football aura.
Today's football management. I like that, Spenny. That one's pretty good. But yeah, Riley Green second in outfield voting, 675. Good for Riley Green, man. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah,
people are aware.
He deserves it. I mean, he's the best.
Well,
he's the best player on the best team in the league. So
it goes to show you more of the, the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Of how the country views, they know that you got a legit guy and he's an all-star to everybody else. So
yeah, he's extremely deserving. Happy for Riley. Like I said, best everyday player on the best team in the league. You should be up there in the vote getting for the All-Star game.
Mike Trout at 475,000. So think of that. Riley Green has 25% more votes, almost 30% more votes than Mike Trout.
Yep.
Which is pretty incredible. Stephen Kwan, fourth.
That's what he does.
Does he have aura?
Yeah.
Nah.
I think
villain aura?
Like villain aura. Yeah, like rat aura.
Yeah, he's got rat aura.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does. I hate
like Marshawn.
Yep.
Like
little piece of shit aura.
Although now we're getting soft on Marshawn. He's a stone cold.
I like Marshawn now.
I know. He's stone cold.
Yeah.
He's turned us.
Can I say this about Stephen Kwan? Stephen Kwan, I hate you.
Because you're good.
But God damn it, I respect you.
Yeah.
You're doing Kool-Aid talks about that all the
right?
time. The Wes Mantooth from Anchorman.
Yes.
He's like, I hate you,
I hate
but
you.
I respect you.
God damn it, I respect you. I do. I would take Stephen Kwan.
Shout
in a
out Kool-Aid.
second.
Everybody would take Stephen Kwan.
Fifth in the outfield voting for the American League, Javier Baez. 5,000 more votes than Cody Bellinger.
Deserve it?
Top 5. No?
Goddamn right he deserves it.
In that 414 slugging percentage or whatever
Talk
it is.
about aura.
Nope.
The aura. Now, if you have an aura game,
Number 1.
then fine. Then put him in.
All aura league.
Does he got
I mean,
more aura
Neil,
than Aaron
have you
Judge?
forgotten the Willie
Yes.
Mays-esque catch Javi made in
Yeah, he
center
does.
field?
Who?
He does for sure.
Who has more aura, Javi or Aaron Judge?
Oh, Javi.
Javi. It's
Judge is like if Judge had like a personality,
Yeah.
like if he had a little bit of swag or a little bit of, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Gap
I
between
mean,
Judge.
I think Aaron Judge is great. I think, if your kid likes Aaron Judge, he's like good. He's a good role model.
We talked about it in the back. Like the
He's
guys
a little dirt, man.
who
The gap
Javi
between
is
Judge-
equivalent with in aura is like Tatis and De La Cruz and like Acuna. Like that's
He doesn't have it. He doesn't
That's
have.
the
He doesn't
level-
have De La Cruz
that's
aura.
the level. of
No,
aura Javi
those
has.
are all like yeah, Javi's closer to that aura than
He ain't De La
Then a
Cruz.
lot
Though.
of
Like,
guys-
I'm
let's
telling you,
let's
he
reel
is.
it in.
Is he as good as those guys? No.
Well, that's part of the aura.
it's
No.
I'm
It's
telling-
part of it. It's part of it.
Yeah, but that,
it
you're
helps.
talking a lead
It
aura.
helps.
Yeah.
But when Javi's having a decent season or a good season, he's up there with aura levels. It is. It's true. Undeniable.
Hey, his aura keeps him afloat.
Well, let me know when he has a good
When he's
season.
good,
Aura's
his
like-
aura
Aura's
pops.
like
He's
a
having a
glass
good season
slipper,
right now.
Neil.
It's what?
I said, aura's like a glass slipper. You can't try to shove your foot in there
Yeah.
like the evil stepsister.
It's
No,
like a glove, and if it doesn't fit, you
fits
must acquit.
Or it doesn't.
Right?
Exactly. It fits or it doesn't.
It's like an OJ glove. All right, fair enough. So he is in there, top 5 in voting. So, and you know what, Anakin Skywalker, getting back to your point, this is going to make Neil mad. No, it doesn't make me mad.
Good.
It doesn't at all. Here's what it means, though. Since clearly he's better than Kerry Carpenter because he's getting more votes than Kerry, is it time to pull the plug on Kerry Carpenter? Is it time to trade him?
I would
Is
rather
it time to
have
move
Javi
on?
Baez playing outfield than Kerry Carpenter.
My question is, why isn't Kerry Carpenter in the designated hitters? He's in the
I don't
outfield.
know. Do they have that?
Javi
Yeah,
Baez
he's
is a
in the
much
outfield,
better
not
outfielder than
designated
Kerry
hitters, 'cause I
Carpenter.
went to vote for him, and he wasn't in the designated. I just wonder what the.
They got Colt Keith as the DH for the
Yeah, I
Tigers.
saw that.
Yeah.
Is that what happens when you play all infield positions? You got to be
Yeah.
go into the category as DH. It'll be interesting. Get your votes in, anyways.
DNC ENT says skill has nothing in capital letters to do with aura.
I won't say nothing. It definitely. I mean, you can have aura without having skill, but it definitely helps a little bit. I wouldn't say nothing, but it's very low.
Your skill powers your aura.
Yes.
So your aura, you have aura, you have aura.
Yeah.
But it lights it up.
Yes.
The
Exactly.
more skill. That's why when Javi does things, it's like objects in mirror bigger than they appear.
DNC ENT also says, Spenny, Kerry Carpenter leads the Tigers organization in outfield assists since he got on the team in 2022.
That's literally not saying anything.
Spenny,
The Tigers don't have any arms in their
Would you
outfield.
say that skill is the whipped cream on the Aura Sundae?
Yes.
Not necessary, but it helps.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good analogy.
What kind of ice cream?
I'm a Turtle Sundae man.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah.
Turtle Sunday.
Turtle Sunday's pretty solid.
Yeah.
All right, there
You
it
know what
is.
I've noticed? Like, you can take all of those, like the Mackinac Island fudge,
Hey.
the Turtle Sundae. You inject chocolate into it, and it works.
D-Mac, since
Low
you're
caramel.
you're gonna be hanging around Centerline more often, Dairy Freeze on like 9 of Van Dyke right over there.
That place has aura.
That place it's got 4 Z's in the name.
Yeah,
Obviously,
that's an aura name.
the Dirt Sunday from Dairy Freeze. I'm telling you, you'd love it.
I might have one today after golf when I head over
So
to the
good.
school.
So good.
Super Bowl Wilson. Here's a thought. Who effing cares about aura? Spenny, let him know.
Everybody does.
Aura don't matter when you need a hit.
No. Does not.
When you need a win. Like the Edmonton Oilers don't need no aura tonight. They just need
they
to
need
win.
grit. They need wins. Yeah.
They need a goalie to make a save.
Yeah.
They could use that. All right, jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. We're late for the break already, so that's a good start that we're off to. Woodward Sports chat thread.
Tora.
Lunchbox. Neil, the last 7 games, Javi's hitting .389 with an 1100 OPS. Yes, and he has a .440 slugging percentage for the entire season. So that is
All-star
out there as well. Buddy's Pizza, everyone, they're an all-star. There
are.
is no doubt. I don't need to
Superstar.
post a link for that, but I'll give you a link anyway, buddiespizza.com, to get you 10% off. There's no, tricks to it. Literally go on buddiespizza.com, use the promo code 10meal at checkout. You get 10% off. How easy is that? Tons of aura on that picture right there. There is no doubt of, especially those curled up pepperonis, man. That's all the aura you need. They're the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. They're as Detroit as it gets. So much so, they invented Detroit-style pizza. Like all these other places that are talking about their Detroit-style pizza, it's just Buddy's Pizza. They're the ones that made it up. So, again, the best in the game, over 20 locations in and around Metro Detroit area. There's a downtown one if you're going to a game or a concert. Pull up on Buddy's, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Tired of losing out on the car of your dreams? Bad credit? No credit? At the Feldman Chevrolet Freedom Sale, we say yes. Over 5,000 new Chevys to choose from, all priced to move with our best deals of the year. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $149 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for only $209 a month. When other dealers say no, Feldman Chevrolet says yes. Don't miss the Freedom Sale, going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff like gimmies on the golf course. We like uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, where you walk in, you sign in, before you know it, you're handsome and clean. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
All right, we're off and running. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty back here in the fold. We have Chase. We have intern Simeon with his Mizzou gear on today. Excuse me, Spencer Raxter as well. In the chat, Crazy Clown. All that I know is it was only 15 minutes into this, and I realized I can't watch this segment with Neil in it anymore. See everybody at 2 p.m. Okay, bye, Crazy Clown.
See you later.
Yep. There's thousands of others that will replace you, Crazy Clown. So go ahead and do it. Mike O, Neil's elite at tossing out stats as long as it supports his argument. So, Mike O, then you agree with me. Because all I did was give you the stat of he has a .440 slugging percentage for the year. I read it off the screen. How is that narrative driven? That's what the number is. So you agree, Mike. That's a long way of saying that you agree. All right, here we go. No, just because I do want to get into the Tiger stuff. And it is cool seeing the Tigers with all the all-star love. No doubt about it. And certainly Gleyber Torres, lead second baseman, and happy to see that as well. And look, obviously Tarek Skubal will be there. But there are some – I want to talk about this, D-Mac, because – and there's going to be no way to do this to where the people are going to say, "Whoa, Neil, you're a slap, and you're talking about them, winning the American League and going to the World Series." I will say this, because, Spenny, you asked a question on the show sheet. Does the Will Vest thing worry you? I'm not going to say in a vacuum the Will Vest thing worries me, D-Mac, like the injury. I will say this. I don't want to call it staggered, but I'm aware now. Like the injury thing, I'm aware. Can I say that, D-Mac? Am I giving up by saying I'm aware of the injury thing? And here's where it is.
You just got punched in the face.
I'm staggered.
And it's like, okay.
I'm going to take the knee for the 8 count, and then at 6:40 today, I'm going to get back up. Is that okay?
You don't have to take the knee because it doesn't even sound like you're taking the knee. It just sounds like, boom, you got hit with one. It's either going to wake you up, right? Does it wake up the front office?
I'm going to put the mouthpiece back.
Even more. Well, if it knocked it out, did you get hit that hard? Is it a mouthpiece out? There's more of the question, right? Did this injury knock the mouthpiece out of your mouth with that shot? Or did it just sort of like, oh, okay, wake you up? Because it was more of a wake-up call to, as a fan, what can happen about availability we experience with our football team. Why not in our baseball? And we just lost Jackson Jobe. But also, two, does this, and I know Scott Harris last week or whatever when he did his interview had said that they're going to be due diligent and on it, but does this put the fast forward on the fact that we got to resupply our bullpen? It wasn't the starters and stuff like this. This is one of the most unfortunate because Will Vest, our lack of a better term, he'd be our closer, but the way he's pitched, right? The way that we have late inning pitching out of the bullpen. So to me, I guess it's just sort of the wake up of what will be. Now, in saying this, I'm more concerned with the overall because this team is about team, not one guy, right? Even though everybody, there's some of their parts, but who's going to step up and who's going to get that opportunity? I think it makes it more imperative to get another bullpen arm now by Scott Harris. You saw with what the Giants did with the Sox and Devers that there's movement. So trade deadline is when?
July 20-something,
so
31st?
Right, we're like
31st.
a month away,
yeah,
right? So I expect that when you hear talks of different things, whether it is the bat, but more importantly, if you were on the side of, I think we want that bat, that's a priority. Maybe the priority goes back into helping the bullpen in case Will Vest will be out. What you don't like is the fact that there's no feeling in the pinky because where does the pinky attach to, right? Everything runs up to whatever.
Right.
Not saying anything. It's just of what it could be, and we've experienced that with different guys in the past. So it's just more of a wake-up call. I didn't think it knocked the mouthpiece out or whatever, but hit you solid where you felt it.
And I'll admit, right, for me, part of the reason is, and I don't think you can help but think about it this way, is there's a little Detroit Lions PTSD.
Yep.
For real. No, and I'm just being 1,000% honest with everybody right now. I'm not saying it's over. I'm not saying the expectations have changed in terms of what I think they can be, where I think they can go. It's just I'm a human being, right? And I can't help but equate the Lions thing to this. Not saying it's the same at all. I'm not saying it's the same as almost half of your roster being gone. So I want to get into that with the people. I do. I want to get into that with the people and see where they're at. Spenny, where are we going? Mad Packs?
Mad Packs, yeah.
Mad Packs. All right. So.
Absolutely. Let's find you. D-Mac here to talk about Mad Packs. What is Mad Packs? Mad Packs, the hottest new cannabis brand. They partner with Woodward Sports. Already launched, so check out your dispensaries everywhere. But the high-low is getting you high for the low, delivering top-tier quality at unbeatable prices. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Live resin-infused tarantula. They are the bomb. Blizzard Packs, THCA, Moon Rocks, they hit like a blizzard. Stay tuned with Woodward Sports Network for all the latest updates. Get your Mad Packs today.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 29th at the Old Miami in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ben Johnson. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. They've got 5 locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing. You see the specials on the screen for this month. 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew. Lease it for $149 per month, or a 2026 Equinox LT. You can lease it for $209 per month. It's Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty here in the fold. Chase, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread as well. Sean Hart, you personally, I wanted a big arm for the bullpen before Vest's injury. And, look, again, I'm going back to it. I'm aware. I'm not, saying it's over. I'm aware. The problem for that is, of course, it's a bullpen thing. And last week, and I don't remember, D-Mac, if you were here or not. It may have been when I worked with Sean. Were you here when I was talking about the trade market and the cost? Because you have the Phillies and Mets, the Phillies and the Mets, already saying we are aggressively pursuing a reliever. Aggressively. And that's the Phillies and the Mets. And it goes back to what Lance Granada talked about Javi. And he said, we need to support this guy. And last year, everybody wanted him cut. Look, the support thing, Lance, doesn't matter. Perform. That's the thing. But I'm not going to say, it's okay when you're on a $150 million contract that your slugging percentage is .440 and everyone's telling me how great you are. That's my problem with it. Sorry. That's the way I feel. It's obviously not going to change. But, Lance, the flip side to that coin is I don't want to hear it at the trade deadline, D-Mac. I don't want to hear that prices were too high. I don't want to hear that, the Mets and the Phillies were in there. I don't want to hear that shit, man. Yeah, if you got a shot to get to the World Series, then you leave no stone unturned. That's it. And look, is it unfortunate? Yeah, it's unfortunate for the owner that perhaps these prices are going to go up during the trade deadline, but I don't want to hear it.
You don't operate like those two organizations where you throw everything away. You also have something that they don't have, the #1 prospects in baseball. So to the fact that I can't say that, it could get expensive, but in the return, I think it's just a combination. This will be an important series against Pittsburgh, right? Coming in, because obviously the way they played Cincinnati. Well, it's just because I think what I'm hearing, and I'm just going by, it's got my attention, right? The injuries and then the way that the game went. But what's this team shown? They've shown the resiliency, the way to bounce back, and sort of not next man up, but different guys every night being able to perform and do it, right? It's a consistency of having different guys step up, whether it's with the bat, with the glove, pitching and stuff like this. We still have the best record in baseball, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now it's just the fact that this brings to your attention. Now, Neil, I'm with you that overpaying, right, to get you to the World Series, if it's that sort of guy, is that you have to seriously, think about and do it. But I'm not going to do what the Mets, the Yankees, just be absolutely ridiculous, right, and put all my eggs in one basket and give away 2 or 3 prospects, even if it's like the bat in the arm you want. I think there's more consideration to that. But what it does do is that the fact is that we need a guy or a couple guys. But the makeup of this baseball team is next man up. It's not lean on this guy, right? What happens if Aaron Judge goes cold? How do the Yankees do?
Well, we're seeing it now. I saw a stat. I was actually watching their game. I was watching their game yesterday, D-Mac. They hadn't led in a game since Thursday. They haven't led in a game since
I look
Thursday.
at that box score and watch the highlights and just see Aaron Judge hitting this thing all over the place, and then like they got 2 runs and he's got two solo shots and nobody else, and they got 1 hit in the rest of their lineup and stuff like this. That's what I'm saying. You have a baseball team of players. It's just how are you going to incorporate it? Yes, we need to add. I'd love to add that third baseman, that Bichette, that whatever else. Don't think it's going to happen, but I would. But right now, because we weren't thinking about this when we had the conversation last week about what do you need more, the hitter or the pitcher? Because you said, well, we have Canley, we have Vest. Well, now you might not have Vest, so you might need to make that a priority.
Spenny, you asked a question. Where are you? Where are you with it? Because and I'll be honest with you, 1,000% honest. I'm very intrigued by Chase Lee. I'm looking forward to see what he does with the increased workload, because the whip is the thing to me. Herder, whip is really, really good. Where are you with it, Spenny?
It sucks. Yeah.
Which we all agree on.
Yeah,
right?
Hopefully it's not too bad of an injury. Hopefully it's just a week or so, and then he'll be back to it. But you need Will Vest. The bullpen is already, outside of Will Vest and Tommy Canley, Bo Brisky doesn't look the same. Obviously, Herder's fantastic, but he's been your closer this year. I mean, I know we don't have a closer, but he's got the most saves on the team. He's a fireballer in the bullpen. He's one of the guys that's got swing and miss. So hopefully he can be back soon. But man, that's gonna hurt in the short term. It's gonna hurt.
Can we get? Has anybody found Tyler Holton? Like where he's been?
That's the big one. Right, like there's the big one in the middle with a couple Hanaphy, but Holton from last year to this year,
because he was such a glue guy last year, man.
But here's the thing that I believe with Holton too, and having Chris Fetter, that it's a mechanical issue, right? So it's something that can be fixed, because when he's on and you need him, like that is a guy there. So it's almost like not even having him right now, isn't it, Neil? It's like he's hurt or it's a different guy pitching. I think maybe is it a possibility that the guy is already in the organization, or nobody's going to get that opportunity?
I think there are guys in the organization that are going to get an opportunity. Like you said, it is next man up. It is they picked up a piece on waivers. He's nothing special, but guy comes in here with a 4 ERA and Chris Fetter turns him into a stud. So
there
maybe that could happen.
The Fetter effect.
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't work on everybody, but it works on most of them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So and when you're taking that, right, it's Chris Fetter going, I think I can help this guy. Isn't it, Neil? Guys on it and going, he's not as bad as his numbers are. Let me work with him. Like there's that conversation too. So I don't think Chris Fetter's, maybe he's got a list.
Yeah.
Of guys that he thinks that mechanic, like how many times do you hear, right? Like this is, and thanks for everybody for jumping on to Sunday Night Baseball with me, and you guys are welcome. Little Shohei and stuff.
Everyone's
like that.
back now,
but because you pick up all these things about and this guy moved 3 inches to the third base side of the mound and it's changed everything. Right? Like, it could be as simple as that. Who knows? But
and, Matt Gage is a guy that's going to get some more innings now. He was the guy they brought up when they sent Brisky down, and he has swing and miss stuff. That's his thing. He's a strikeout guy. So hopefully that Fetter can channel him, because that's another guy that was getting knocked around a little bit in AAA. So, but that's what he does. He brings up these guys, like I said, that have 4 ERAs and stuff like that. Matt Gage wasn't that bad, but hopefully they can focus on him being the strikeout guy now with Vest out.
What if Holton and Brisky were pitching like last year?
Then we wouldn't be having these conversations.
Then we're not having right. Well,
he's going to be put to the test with this Carlos Hernandez signing.
Yeah,
this guy, his whip's like 2 or some crazy stuff like that.
I'm not expecting much from him.
Can we say this?
He's not but Neil, to your point, you don't think he knows this and whatever like that. I think you bring that guy in to show off your
D-Mac. If Fetter puts his hands upon Hernandez and changes this around, then build the guy a statue immediately.
I'm just saying.
Put him on the dollar bill.
What's the alternative? They're going to cut him and let him go anyways.
No doubt. Like, I don't like it.
Like, I think this is the way to keep Chris Fetter interested during the season.
You don't want him spacing out?
No.
If he does,
give him some projects. Yeah.
If it's like he's making wood furniture in the garage, you know.
He's a whittler. Whittle that wood. No, I'm just saying, like, because what your luxury is having the best record in baseball, leading your division. So thank goodness we're not chasing where we were last year. If we were last year, there's no probably like outside chance of doing what we did.
Yeah.
IT Hips, it's ironic that when we were in a World Series window, the bullpen is the main issue, just like 06, 12, and 13. I would not say the bullpen is the main issue on this team.
No.
It is not the main issue. It is the most easily upgradable.
Yeah.
And I would say this, IT Hips, if you look at any World Series team, their question was the bullpen. Mm-hmm. Because what are bullpen pitchers? Guys that weren't good enough to be starters, right? Majority of them.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way that it is. So, again, and I know we're conditioned to think that way, but at the same time, this is a town that had, Papa Grande be 50 for 50 in saves, and they were like, he stinks.
Yeah.
So, what are we talking about here? Sometimes. Not all times, everybody. Not all times, but sometimes. All right, let's do this, and let's talk about Planet Fitness for a minute because we're live at the Planet Fitness Studios. That's right. In Planet Fitness, the best gym in the gym game. I'll never be a member at a different gym. Planet Fitness literally has everything you need. I'm trying to work on stretching and flexibility and all that stuff. Planet Fitness has an area for that. They have an area for everything. There's over 50 of them in and around the Metro Detroit area, and for just $24.99 a month, you get access to everything Planet Fitness has to offer. Any Planet Fitness in the world, all the hydro massage chairs, all of it. It's all there for you, just $24.99 a month. Go to some of these other gyms and tell them, hey, I only want to pay $24.99 a month. See what happens to you. I'll be real with you guys, all right? They got a lot of stuff for me to say here. Let me just be real with you. I don't understand why somebody would be a member at a different gym. Just for someone that's been there for going on 4 years, I don't understand it. Someone please explain it to me. I love being a member at Planet Fitness. I'll never be a member somewhere else. Planet Fitness, don't pay more money to lift the same weights.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Summer is heating up and Michigan is buzzing. Yes, B-U-Z-Z-N. Each can delivers 7.5 milligrams of real THC wrapped in bubbles crafted with real fruit juice and no artificial sweeteners. Neil, you love that.
Yes.
They're bold in flavor but low in calories and 100% spending, 100% hangover free. It's all in the bubbles. Bubbles, no troubles. Perfect poolside sips, bonfire nights, on the golf court or lake day chills, available at any of the Bloom's 38 locations across Michigan. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order, online or in store. Go to www.bloom.com today.
Neil Rule, Darren McCarty back here with you. Woodward Sports Network. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Get in there. Get your thoughts out there. We have Chase. We have intern Simeon. We have Spencer Raxter, third to first across your infield. And this is kind of off the board a little bit. And tonight, the Florida Panthers are going for yet another Stanley Cup. They have a 3-2 lead over Edmonton. They're looking to close it out at home, and Edmonton's up against it yet again. But with that being said, D-Mac, I told you I was staggered's a strong word for the Tigers because their bullpen is very good. Now, they're missing some pieces, but it's still very good. We have data. We can point to it. Top 10 bullpen. There's numbers. There's analytics. Everything you can say. That is a good bullpen. With that being said, D-Mac, you sent something this morning. You're the king of this. Whenever I get a DM on Twitter or X or whatever you call it from D-Mac, I open it right away because it's going to be something good.
Yep.
He doesn't do it ever, but when he does,
it's always something good.
You stop what you're doing.
This right here, right? And so this is this is your influence, right? Where you have certain, and it goes both ways, right? Like when Spenny spends me something, I open it real instant because it's going to be funny, or it's going to be cool, right? When you do, it's going to be informative, and it's usually when you always say about the salary cap or the money or whatever like that. It's usually something like this. These are the intricacies, right? When I find stuff, it's like things in the hockey world that have no bearing on my career, but it's so part of today's society and stuff like this, and I guess it's nuanced. Let's pull it up, Spenny. But I'll tell you, and I want to go through it, and I don't know if you're going to read it or Cole's note it or whatever like that. But there's one point in there that I would have highlighted the most important part. So it's pretty much go ahead with it.
Yeah, and this is look, this is dorky even for me. Like the Corsi stuff, I understand what it is.
This is my nerd side. Right
yeah, hockey has a nerd. It's like their whip and their war and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, the moral of the story is that, the Red Wings aren't very good defensively. Let's just say it like that. They're not very good defensively, and
which we all could
agree on, right? Duh. But when you hear the intricacies of the number, the bad penalty kill, the Red Wings penalty kill was one of the worst in the NHL, below 75% last season. Kane doesn't play much on the penalty kill, but his average defense at even strength means he can't make up for the team's struggles when they're shorthanded, unlike some other forwards. And there's a bunch of analytical stuff out here that tells you that they're not good defensively, and it's worse than you think. And the main reason for it, D-Mac, is they had a very, very good power play. One of their best power plays they've had in a long time.
25%.
Yeah, it was an absurd number what they were on the power play. And guys like Kane and DeBrincat and stuff like that, their best offensive players just simply are not good enough to overcome it. I think what we're seeing, Edmonton, what does Edmonton get knocked for? Goaltending, defense, that kind of stuff. And they have Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, arguably the two best offensive players in the game of hockey. I think that the Red Wings are a poor man's Edmonton. Like a destitute man's Edmonton, like a homeless person's Edmonton. All right, I think that's what they are. But D-Mac, the moral of the story is defensively they are so bad that we're talking about Will Vest and injuries, and I'm staggered. D-Mac, I'm hurting on this one. The deeper we get into it, and I've told this to you before, the further we go into this offseason, and the more I see numbers like this, D-Mac, and I'm an Yzerman guy, linear improvement, all of it. I don't understand. I don't think that people understood the depths of where this organization was. Now, but also saying, I don't think we understand the depths of how far away they are from what we're going to see tonight.
Well, or the imperativeness of what they need to do, or where they have to shore things up. So if you get guys that are more defensive specialists, and we're always looking for the goals, and that was, where we'd always say, well, this team could score with other teams in the league, but they need to keep the puck out of the net. And to me, the biggest glaring thing was the fact, and he said it in there, is that the power play, what I said all year, is masking how bad defensively you are. And it's not just on the PK. It bleeds into your 5-on-5 and stuff like this. So how are you going to address this, right? That is the number one. You got to, you're talking about the goalie, but, you go back and you use Edmonton as an example. Edmonton defensively is what, Neil, 5 times better than what this Wings team is?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like they're elite.
They've shored it up. So I guess it proves that it can be done. They've added, obviously, and what's it proven? Because what have they added? They added like a Jake Wallman and a Klingberg and some guys that can move the puck and move up ice and have the puck more, right? It comes down to puck possession, right? When you don't have it in your own end in today's NHL, it's harder to get it back. And I mean, it just this stat right here and why I shared it is the perfect imperativeness that gives you the information behind what you saw this year. And this is the best way of showing me, showing me the work that's been done, like this guy did, of where you need to do it. So 5-on-5 penalty kill that we always saw, like 3rd worst in the history of the league. PK.
Like that's, and DMAC, like the high danger chances. And again, we're getting deep into the woods. I understand that. The Red Wings allowed 668 high danger chances, 5-on-5 in 23-24 compared to the league average of 627. This trend continued last year, giving up high danger chances at a rate among the league's worst, exposing defensive vulnerabilities and poor positioning in their own zone. And that, the last sentence, DMAC, is what staggers me. It does, because look, you got to be where you're supposed to be, man. You have to. And I go back to this.
You got to do your own job.
You got to
do your job, not the guy. The guy next to you's got to be more important to you than you are to yourself, but you can't do his job. He's got to do his job. You got to do your job, and that's what.
No, there is some, and you tell me. I'm just
so that stat right there is if I'm one of the Red Wings goalies going, hey, check it out.
You put that in everyone's locker.
Check it out.
No, but DMAC, and obviously I'll defer to you, but I'm going to run something by you, and you tell me, if I'm hot, cold, stupid, smart, whatever. You tell me this. I think that stat that we just talked about, when you are out of position, when you say, hey, do your job, that becomes infinitely more difficult when the fire's raging out there in the defensive zone, right?
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, I guess, is what we're like. Do your job, but shit, I got to do the job for 2 people now.
100,000,000%. And well, here's what happens, right? If I'm doing your job, then the next guy's, it just opens the ice up, right? Look at today's NHL with the skill, the way that it's officiated, and you give these guys like open ice or spots. We see in the final, we see this Florida team take advantage of it, right? On different things. It's that sort of relentlessness. So that's what you need. And so what does that come down to? That comes down to sort of the leadership, and maybe like when the going gets tough, and this is where I'm talking about maturity, is that they don't know, how to settle things down or just sort of embrace it like the best teams do.
DMAC and Lance is here in the chat and says didn't try to get any guys they needed at the deadline. You know what? You know what else your DM
they just
told me, DMAC? We are so far off base.
Yeah.
Like there was no fix to this at the trade deadline.
No, we were an awful.
No, without giving away
5-on-5 team.
Yep. That's it. Like Spenny, that's it. And
one
guy
doesn't fix that. When you look at the Red Wings forwards, you can't have that many one-way forwards in your top 9. Like, you can't do that. And they have 5 guys in their top 9 that are just absolute liabilities defensively. So you need to be better than that. You don't fix that in
a trade deadline.
No. So that is something that they're going to have to address when you look at Tarasenko and Kane and DeBrincat and Raymond. Like, Raymond was a little bit better, but he's still not good defensively in the 5-on-5. So, and the 5-on-5 scoring was extremely bad. So, yeah, those are things that you're going to have to make changes on. And I like guys that are,
Spenny, I'm going to cut you off right here for a second, because you did show me the light on something here. I still need to see more, but now I get parlayed with what DMAC sent me and we just talked about.
Oh, Mo Sider?
Casper.
Oh, yeah.
Casper is extremely valuable to this organization.
I think Casper is going to be your best forward next year, like all around best forward.
Yes, two-way.
He's got a little rat in him too. He was showing that when he was playing in the Worlds, and if he plays like that, he's a big dude. He's not afraid to use his size, and he's talented. So I think if you get another top upper echelon two-way forward, which is why I want to sign Mitch Marner, because he's one of the best two-way forwards in the NHL. He's going to be on your first penalty kill, and that would be so good for them. But all that aside, you need a top 6 two-way forward. You need that in the offseason, whether it's Mitch Marner or whether it's somebody else.
And that's
what
something.
You need.
And that's something, Spenny and D-Mac, you do this and nobody else does it, and I think it's because of the nature and the type of person you are. You say, the game that is played today, I could not play this game. I would not be anywhere near as effective as I was during my time in my game. You're self-aware. Now, with that being said, I will say this, D-Mac. We talk about how much this game has changed, but one thing remains the same, and this was just an epiphany from Spenny. The two-way forward is never going to go out of style. Never.
No.
Never.
Where's he most important? Now.
Yep.
What are you seeing? What are you seeing the best players, right, play the hardest? You mentioned Draisaitl and McDavid. Those two play both ends of the ice, right, and different things. You look at this Florida team. What are they built on? That grit in their own end and whatever. And you watching the finals, right, and you watch how Florida does it. And everybody, you're going to get under a barrage at some point. Teams have different pushes, but the way they defend, where everybody comes back to the net 5 and out, so the chances are limited. And on the outside now, it helps to have Bobrovsky in net, but it's you watch the Florida, the Ekblads and the Forslings and stuff like this. Look at the positioning and the trust that they have with each other to do their job, and that's just sort of the experience of what they have. But that's what you need to build towards. But no, the two-way player, it's not the Flash. Right, but you're talking about Casper, and this is he is, with what he's done, he's somebody that could be like a Patrice Bergeron.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, that valuable of a guy, and hopefully because he's got leadership in him and he can pull some of the rest of them into it.
You got Casper. He's going to be that. I think next year he's going to be on 30 goal watch, as well as being good defensively. You've got Carter Mazur, who when he's healthy, he is going to play like that. MBN is probably not going to be here next year, even though Stevie said he could. He is exactly that type of player. Those are the guys that guys on the Panthers, we talked about Verhaeghe, we talked about guys like Luostarinen, the stuff that he was doing at the end of the game, where he was just back-checking, just absolutely demolishing these Oilers against the boards and keeping the puck in that zone by himself. You don't have guys that'll do that. And you need...
It's so easy to see,
You need Selke guys. You don't have Selke guys. Mitch Marner is a Selke guy every fucking year.
Do they have a Selke guy?
No, not right now. I think Casper can be, but no, not right now.
No, they don't. And that's it, man.
And Larkin can be if he's not asked to be one center.
Everything.
If he's not asked to be the guy who's going out there and putting up all the points, running the offense, taking all the faceoffs as well.
Power play one.
Yeah, he can do that. That's in him. But and he's asked to do too much right now.
I'm with you in lockstep. They ask, Larkin's in an unfair spot.
Yeah.
He's in an unfair spot.
He's asked to be a superstar, and he's not. He's not. He can be a very good forward. He could be a top 2 forward.
He's what he showed at the Four Nations.
He's an all-star.
He's what he showed at the Four Nations.
Yes.
But if you allow him to be, if you allow potential him to whatever,
but your organization has to put him in that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying fold it up and crumple it and throw it away. I think both things are true. This is an example of both things are true. Is we undersold what Yzerman walked into, and at the same time, I think we all kind of lost sight of still how far away they are.
And like I said, you've got the guys. I love Casper. I'm super high on Casper. I talked about Carter Mazur. You got MBN that's coming up, but you need that the Red Wings are a superstar away. They don't have a superstar, and that's why I'm all in on Mitch Marner. because he's and hockey fans, Marner's soft and doesn't play defense. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He's literally one of the best two-way forwards in the NHL every single year. So,
I'm starting to warm up with you on that, Spenny. Like, at some point,
you got to do it. We can't keep signing these. We have a team full of second and third line forwards. We don't need any more of those guys.
One-way forwards.
Yeah.
Their second and third line one-way forwards.
We need elite upper echelon first line talent that plays both ways. That's literally Mitch Marner. Like, that's exactly what he is.
Yeah. And if you got to overpay him.
You have to. You got
to overpay him.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't mean to drive everything into the ground right there.
No, it's okay. It's just
I didn't. It's just when D-Mac sends me that and you start having epiphanies.
Yeah, they had one of the worst penalty kills of all time last year, and their 5-on-5 was terrible.
And if I'm being consistent, and I'll call myself out here, if I'm being consistent, I got to talk about that shit with the same energy I talk about the Javi thing last year, who was the worst everyday player in the history of baseball last year. He was.
Yeah.
They had one of the worst penalty kills in the history of the game. That can't continue.
And I'm not putting this on Mo Seider and Simon Edvinsson.
And that's fair.
When you're getting absolutely nothing from
Seider,
the guys in front
I guess,
of you.
and I'm kind of re-establishing where I was with that, because Seider, and I'm viewing him as this, and again, I'm holding myself accountable here, Seider is basically the Larkin on defense.
Yeah. They're asking him to be on the power play one. That shouldn't be him. He shouldn't be the guy
and the
manning
PK,
your power play.
And you have to defend the other team's one line. Yep. Like, you got to go mess with Connor McDavid.
And your partner is Ben Sherratt.
Like, what are we doing?
No offense to Ben Sherratt, but you should be
That's
a
like
third
doing a
pair
talk
defenseman.
show with Sam Flannel.
Oh.
I concur.
Tell them about Massage Chair House.
Absolutely. Looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. Top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki. Located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Hanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC has deals for everybody. You can get a 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive for $259 per month, a 2025 Hummer EV SUV for $699 per month, or a 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation $169 per month. Check out Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. Scan that QR code on the screen to see their massive inventory. Les Stanford, together, let's drive. What about Dr. Pierce, D-Mac?
Absolutely. What about Dr. Pierce?
12:40 today.
What's that?
12:40 today.
Yep. Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports Science. He'll be here today, 12:40, like he is every Tuesday and Thursdays on Ermanni or Edwards always offering top-notch injury advice. The stuff that he taught me back in the day, so I was able to get 4 cups. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsIsFine.com. Call 248-426-9944.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. It is Tuesday. You know what that means. We go around the circle here. Everyone gets involved. Even intern Simeon in his Mizzou shirt. Everyone gets involved. It's a rest in peace Tuesday. Who you putting in the proverbial sports coffin? And you speak your piece on it. You let us know why. And we play some cool Undertaker drops. And a good time is had by all. I think that's fair to say. Wouldn't you agree with that, Chase? A good time is had by all.
Yeah, I mean, except for the people who are dead.
Yep, that's true.
No, they did it to themselves.
That is also true.
Yeah, we're not saying they're faultless.
They knew before we did.
They're not blameless. They're just not enjoying it as much as we are. We laugh at them. We point and laugh. Ha, 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 ha.
That sounds mean, but it's an accurate assessment of rest in peace.
Extremely fair. Yeah.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
No, they don't. They've proven not to.
Facts are mean. Shout out Sean Milesian.
All right. Spenny, you in your usual spot, bat and lead off?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Who you putting in the sports coffin? Who is resting in peace?
I hate to do this one. This one is sad.
Sometimes you do what you don't want to do.
Rest in peace to the Michigan Panthers. They had a good run.
I was pulling for
them.
Yeah,
I was too. I want to see Michigan teams have success. Kelly Rowe is obviously very, shout out to her.
In-game host there.
Yeah, she's a friend of mine. So it's, I wanted to see them have success, and I like supporting Michigan teams. So they got to the championship, and they got cooked. But, good season, great season. Better luck next year, the Michigan Panthers. But RIP to their season this year. It was a great run. Unfortunately, it just came up a tad bit short.
I think I'm going to shoulder the blame for this one, Spenny, because I got done doing the Detroit City game like at 8 o'clock. And I turned the Panthers game on. It was about 8, because the second game, the West Coast game I had to do got in a thunderstorm delay. So I had like 30 minutes to kind of chill. And I turned it on, and they were winning 13-9. And when I turned it off, they were losing like 25-13 or something. So that's on me.
Yeah, DC Defenders, they ended
spun
up,
that ball.
Yeah, like 50. It was like 52-38 or something like that was the final score. Sucks, man. Good run. Great season by the Panthers. Hopefully they can get back after it next year and bring that chip home.
No doubt. I would like to see that. So DNC ENT, DC owns Detroit.
In football, they do, absolutely.
Not the Wizards, though.
Not the Wizards.
Not the Wizards, though. Intern Simeon. In the Mizzou shirt.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Who are you putting in the coffin? Who's resting in peace?
I'll throw Jay Monahan in there for the end of his tenure as commissioner
of the PGA Tour.
That's right, yeah. It's over. It's done.
It's literally over.
It's over. Yeah. Good run. Really ended his tenure well with the whole live thing and everything. So, yeah. We'll throw him in there.
All right, that's fair. Hey, 100% that's fair. It's funny because I saw somebody, Bryson was talking about Liv and whether or not he would resign. And he said, we're having dialogue and stuff like that. And I saw in the comments of the video posted, somebody said, I watch Liv and I know pretty much every one of the golfers. And I watch a PGA Tour and I haven't heard of
Ben Griffin, yeah.
60. You shut your mouth about Ben Griffin.
Oh, I love Ben
Max
Griffin.
Fly guy.
I love Ben Griffin.
Max Fly. He single-handedly. I tell people that I play Max Fly balls now. The Max Fly tours? Yes.
No way.
And he's won tour events, so he made it cool again.
Wow.
Because people give me shit about it all the time. Hey, Max Fly Tour 1.
Sorry, I picked him out. I didn't even know that.
Every bit as good as a Pro V1 for roughly 40% off.
Apparently.
I'm just telling you guys. And he did it. He won.
Our boy Ben Griffin. Way to go.
Shout out to him.
That's our guy.
I should get him on the show. When
you should. That's our guy now, yeah.
Rocket guy. He is my
That's
guy.
our guy.
Chase, who you putting in the coffin? Rest
in peace.
I want to say rest in peace to tyranny and to oppression. Because Joey Chestnut is back in the Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
This is America, and no longer will he be held down by whatever bullshit.
The organization, the international
whatever bureaucracy stopped him from being able to compete last year.
Greatest American athlete of all time.
One of, yeah, I mean, definitely. So I have a guy, Rymac G4. I think he should be up there and considered as one of the greatest athletes of all time. But Joey Chestnut, rest in peace to tyranny, rest in peace to oppression, and long live America and Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest. He's back, baby.
What that tells me is they finally got the money right.
Yep.
And you know what? Props to Joey Chestnut. Because he said, I won't go.
He is Nathan's.
He like ratings were down like 67% or something.
Why would anybody? The dude who won, didn't he eat like 32 or something like that?
I think
Spenny could eat 32.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
I'm pretty sure they did like a similar event the same day, and Chestnut ate in half the amount of time, nearly as much as the actual.
It was
winner.
on Netflix. They did it live on Netflix.
Yeah, that's a tough look. Spenny, for real. I know we talked about this many times, but in that set, was it 10 minutes?
10 minutes, I think so, right? Yeah.
How many, for real?
I honestly,
you're out of your prime.
I don't know. I am out of my prime, but 10 minutes, I think I could get at least 15.
I think
I don't want to set the bar too, because 30, that's ridiculous, dude.
It's aggressive.
Yeah, and 80 or something, what the fuck? And the dipping the buns, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if that's gross. I'm a texture guy, and soggy bun, no thanks.
But it's just a faster way to eat it.
It is, but see, I wouldn't stoop to that. I would just
you would maintain the integrity of the hot dog.
I would maintain the integrity of the hot. I think I could get at least 15.
Oh, by the way, this summer, 4 Down Friday, I need a Spencer Raxter summer 4 Down Friday.
Okay.
Because it's officially summer.
That's fair.
So we're doing that. Speaking of hot dogs.
Shout out.
So and I love your seasonal 4 Downs.
Oh, yeah.
They're awesome. So
summer's the best season.
Arf, greatest all time, Joey Chestnut or Secretariat?
Joey Chestnut, easily.
Dude, there's this. I briefly touched on it. Rymac G4 has single-handedly done near the impossible in Wii Sports speedrunning. Not only did they go sub-7 in all sports but they also got sub-30 and 15 platinum medals for the all-training mode, which it is insane. You have to go perfect, and it is an undertaking that we cannot wrap our heads around. It is so insane. Shout out Rymac G4.
Shout out.
What up, Joe, with Detroit Gunny? I bet I could eat at least 20 soft taco Supremes from Taco Bell in 10 minutes. That's aggressive.
I don't know. You could fold it in one bite them. And it's all kind of homogenous and partially chewed anyways. So I don't disagree.
20 is a lot.
20 is a lot. 20 is a lot.
That's a lot. That's all I'm saying. All right, we got 4th of July weekend to do that.
Yep.
So we will. Don't worry, we're gonna put that one in the clip and hold on to that one.
Absolutely.
There is no doubt. Darren McCarty. Who you put in the coffin? Who is resting in?
I was one of the many who thoroughly enjoyed the U.S. Open this weekend and the Sunday. You never get to see the best in the world look like mortals, but
yes.
I do have to put in the coffin because, why do you always have to be that guy and try to be bigger than most? But the USGA, for the fact that with what had happened, right, on Sunday, being the last round of the minors, to not play lift, clean, and place, or give Sam Burns the ability. I watched 20 practice swings where he took up a friggin' small pool of water, trying to do it the right way, and it cost him, all the guys were saying, as wet as it was, not being able to control the ball. Shout out to Sam Burns for the way he handled it, though. I would not have handled it that well. I would have.
No, you would not.
I would have been more Terrell Hatton yelling at the grass. But it just seemed to me like that. What are you trying to do? It's like the over punishment of a grounding for something stupid, So I just, I thought it was. I'm throwing you in the coffin because you're like the Almighty, right? You're acting like sort of like
lording
the
NFL,
lording over everyone. The USGA, and it was just BS. Because after a rain delay like that too, right? A storm delay in the final round, I understood why they did it before for the casual water, and then you tell me that other guys were just doing it,
right?
And getting away, because what bothers me the most is that he tried to do it the right way.
Right.
So, but what I gotta believe is the way he handled it. Whatever, he's got good things in his future.
I hope so.
I just think that, like, from my experience in the sports world, to go through that, but when you handle it with a dignity, then the golf gods, they recognize that and they will reward you with something big. But screw the USGA.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Joe, rest in peace to the Pacers, especially with an injured Halliburton. No, I was told he's a superstar.
That's what they said.
I was told that.
You know, Cade Cunningham has the same amount of field goals made in his career in Game 5s of the NBA Finals as Tyrese Halliburton.
That is true. Exact same.
And
he did it without playing in one yet.
So do I. It's pretty crazy.
I think I'm on that list, too. I think I saw my name on that list.
I believe you are, yeah.
Weird. I was told he's a superstar,
That's what they said.
So, like, I assume they took his shoe off and his ankle blew up?
Yeah.
And he still scored 25 points in a quarter?
I'm sure.
No?
Yeah. No.
Oh, he didn't.
I think that was Isaiah Lord Thomas.
It was.
Yeah. That's a superstar.
That is a superstar. Yeah, that's really weird. All right. I'll go last here, as typical. My rest in peace. To the Caitlin Clark haters out there. And here's why. She came back from injury. Their game drew a peak of 2.8 million viewers. That number was 76% over last season's average audience for a WNBA game. Last season, when she was in the league already, 76%. And I'll chase it with this, Spenny. There is not a player in sports, any sport, men's sport, women's sport, any sport, there is not a player in sports that's worth 76% more television ratings. Not one. Well, except for one. And it's Caitlin Clark. And you can say what you want about her, say what you want. The Angel Reese stuff, the WNBA stuff, all of it. You can say what you want. Almost 3 million people watched her play. So you can't argue it. The people like it. The people like her. Whatever it is, and maybe you can say, well, they don't like the WNBA, they like Caitlin Clark. Well, she plays in the WNBA.
Yeah.
So there you go. Sorry, guys. That's just the way that it is. There is not a player in sports, in the history of sports, that's worth 76% higher TV ratings on their own.
Yeah, that's true.
And she is. Sorry. You can that can drive you crazy, which I don't get all the energy about it.
I don't get
all of that, but whatever. I'm just giving you the math. And that is it. Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there, get your thoughts. Noah Messi. The WNBA is whack. Don't care. 3 million people watch it. And whatever reason they watch it, they do. And you can't deny it. Sorry. Caitlin Clark's the only reason people want to watch. Yes, that's what I said. That's literally what I said. Airplane. So did you watch? Who watched? I was busy working.
I did not watch.
Yeah.
Probably never going.
Hey, just side note. Did you see that Angel Reese tried to trademark me bounds?
Me bounds?
Yeah, they're throwing me bounds.
She trademarked that.
Did she?
Yeah. A genius. She said she likes the
move.
trolls. She's just gonna keep doing stuff like that, and she's gonna use the hate to help just build her brand and capitalize off of it monetarily, which is genius.
That is genius.
Right. Just a fan. Neil, did you watch? I did not. I was busy working as well. So, no, I didn't. But I'm not going to pretend like it didn't happen and then try to justify my stance against it either. No player in sports history is worth 76% more TV viewership. Nobody. Not Jordan. What? Maybe Muhammad Ali.
Maybe Muhammad Ali. Maybe Cristiano Ronaldo.
Maybe,
yeah.
But not Jordan.
Tiger Woods, probably.
Not 76%. Man, maybe.
Those are the guys we're talking.
But again, you can say what you want, but that's the impact she has.
Conor McGregor.
But not really, because boxing leads the way and all that. If you go down the list of most viewed things, it's all boxing.
Yeah, but UFC wise.
And we'll sum it up with this. Phoenix Sundust. She's probably got ugly feet.
That's true. Basketball players' feet are gross.
All right.
I mean, it is.
I'm stunned it went there, everybody.
Basketball players that got real gross feet.
I'm stunned that it got there. But yeah. So, okay.
Go to break and come back.
Yeah, let's do that, as a matter of fact. Where are we going, Spenny?
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson, everybody. I don't know if you've seen it. Like, Ben Johnson is everywhere in this town. And he's also here on Woodward Sports. And the reason that he's here is because he is the fighter that you need. VenFights.com. That is the website. Guys, we're talking about, like, serious stuff here. We're talking trials. We're talking big-time events. We're talking, like, your future, financial impact, all of it. Who you're going to get on your side matters. As I would say, it's probably the most important thing. Ben Johnson Law is who you need on your side. Ben Johnson's a fighter. VenFights.com. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
All right, Woodward sports fans, whether you're hitting the greens, the game, or simply just chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. They've got over 30 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations are right in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby. And if you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way soon. Go to jarscannabis.com to see where you can get your favorite product today. Make sure you check out Darren McCarty brand.
All right, everybody, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. We have Chase in the Sound Lounge, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, all of you. Just a fan, Neil, I agree, but the WNBA loses money, right? I don't know. I know they just signed a $2.2 billion media rights package over 11 years. So what's that, 200-ish million a year? So
they're starting to get more profitable, more and more.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, like, the cost of running it. I would say that media deal probably gets them in the breaking even type space.
Pretty close, at least.
I would tell you this though too, that you'd be hard pressed to. There are a lot of owners in the NHL that lose money.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot. Sean Belichian talked about that on Friday. There are a lot. So there's that out there. So just keep the same energy. I just ask everyone to be consistent with it. Okay. I'm trying to decide how I feel about this. Benny asked the question, and D-Mac, this is you've lived this before to some. Well, you're always a bad example for the contract stuff, so never mind. Alex Anzalone. Spenny asked a question. Can the Lions just resign Alex Anzalone, please? D-Mac, do we have to bring Spenny close to our bosom and tell him it's going to be okay? That this is the business of football. Spenny, I know in his heart he knows.
They're going to get it done. I'm not too worried about it, but okay. I just want it to happen like right now.
So that tells me, Spenny, you're aware of it, right? Are you like I am with the Tigers' injuries? You're aware of it.
Yeah, for sure. And like, it's never good to see that. And you see all of the posts on his social media. It's definitely what it is. Like he wants to be the highest paid linebacker on this team, and he deserves to be the highest paid linebacker on this team. So, and I think he will be. It's not like they're gonna have to pay him $15 million. No, we're just talking double digits. So just 2-year extension, boom, make him the highest paid linebacker. Good to go. You just lost Frank. That freed up the money to do it right there. So you have no excuses not to do it. They need him. He is extremely important. Like I said it on heavyweights yesterday, it's tangible the difference he makes on this defense. When you watched that Vikings game, you could feel it. He's your best coverage linebacker. He's your best pass rushing linebacker, and he's the captain of your defense. Extremely important to have. Extremely vital to have when you're trying to win a Super Bowl. So I'm not too worried about it. I believe they're going to get it done.
B Go Crazy in the super chat. Bro, people dog an Angel, but if you watch the WNBA, they airball a lot. That's how I know if people watch. Hey, B Go Crazy, again, I'm not here to talk about that angle of it. Almost 3 million people watched the game she played. It's 76% higher than the average game last year. Nobody else is pulling that. But, I don't know, D-Mac, it's going to get done, right? I wonder, like, the Zadarius Smith thing with the Anzalone thing, is it Brad taking a hard line? Is it kind of what I talk about with Zadarius, what my gut is? I don't have any knowledge of this. Is it let's see if any opportunities present themselves, be it people being cut, trades, or whatever have you? Because they do have a lot of cap money that it's kind of sitting on the sidelines right now. So I don't know. What do you make of it, D-Mac?
I don't make.
Is it an Iserman thing that he moves for when he says he's going to move and that's it? Like,
I think here's the one thing is whatever it is, I got to think that there's communication, and it's just one of these things that it's not. It'll be a priority when it has to be. I don't think there's any question that they're going to re-sign Alex Anzalone. We saw what he meant to the team, and what happened when he wasn't in there. So, I mean, it's too early to tell. What do we still got, like 41 days till exhibition season and stuff. So, I like once they get back into camp and once this, interviews and start talking, you'll get more of a feel to it. I just think that it's not like, why does it have to be done today? Does it?
No, it doesn't have to be.
But I would think it would be done before the end of camp. But I don't know. I don't get worried about this. I mean, there's other things to worry about. We got to worry about what Chris Ilitch and Scott Harris are going to do.
No, I understand that, but it's just I do wonder the why.
Like I think that why you bring up the questions is why aren't they done now, right? And I think that if you are, and I say this, if it's in Holmes you trust, then trust that it's his way of doing it.
What up, though, with Detroit Gunny? I think Brad is being patient. Will pull the strings when they feel the time is right. Worrying about it on June 17th doesn't do anyone any good. No one's worrying about it.
It's just wondering about, hey, anybody? It's like anybody heard from Alex? No, we haven't. Oh, okay. Well, he's not supposed to report in for another few weeks, but it's like he usually calls by now.
Like my feeling on it, D-Mac, like my why with it is I almost equate it to when I lose my wallet or something like that. Like I would give anything to know where it is, not so I could get it back, just so I could know where it is. Mm-hmm. Like I'm curious as to why. Like what's the if both sides want it, then why isn't it done? If both sides want it. And, like, look, Anzalone, I'll never begrudge. You guys have not, won't, and will not ever hear me be critical of a player negotiating for their money. Never. Not one single, especially NFL guys.
Especially the NFL.
Especially NFL guys, because you only get what you get. That's it. Like, everything is up to you to negotiate all of it. I'll never be critical of it. Go get your money, because every single play can be your last forever. So I'll never be and even if this thing like drags on into camp. Now, flip side of the coin, if this thing drags into training camp, Spenny, you know how this will work, right? Mm-hmm. There'll be a segment of the fan base that says, does he want to be here?
There already is.
Is it really? Because
he signed a contract. Get in here.
It's not the way this works.
No.
Like, this isn't real life, everybody.
No.
It's not real life. This is the only leverage the man has.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is, really?
Yes.
We don't know this by now?
Nice.
When is your look around you. TJ Watt.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Hendrickson.
Terry McLaurin.
Mm-hmm. Alex Anzalone. Like that. This is your leverage. This is how this works.
Yeah, and we'll see like when training camp starts. If they haven't gotten done, if he hasn't shown up, I personally don't think he will. If they don't have a deal done, I don't think he'll be there for training camp. So I just want him to get it done. And like I said, they're going to get it done. I'm not too worried about it. They literally have the money, and they just freed up almost $10 million of it because of Frank retiring. So that's literally it right there. There's no excuse for them not to do it. They just got free money that they weren't expecting. Maybe they were expecting eventually, but not right now. So, yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Kev G, same, Neil. I lost my wallet and still haven't found it. It's been over a year. Kev, like, you've made your peace with it. You've moved on. You've got new credit cards, a new license, all of it. You moved on. But I know you just want to know where it was.
Yep.
You got to know where it was. Where did I lose it? Oh, I can't believe I lost it.
That's the worst part of losing your wallet is getting a new ID, credit cards, shit like that.
The credit card thing sucks because you know there's a credit card in your wallet that you forgot about.
Yep.
You know there is. Woodward Sports chat thread. B go crazy. Alex is not worth paying with all these young bucks coming up. We all love them, but hard choices got to make the price of admission.
Alex is much more important to this defense than Derek Barnes. No disrespect to Derek Barnes. Alex is a better player.
That's fair. 100% that's fair. At the start of training camp, it is a different story. So I guess what's the line? For me, like, Spenny's aware of it. I'm not aware of it yet. Training camp is that's kind of my new year. Mm-hmm. Training camp, I'll be aware of it. I'll say, that's not done. First week, second week. And remember, the Lions have the extra exhibition game, which I don't like, but whatever.
Yeah, nobody's going to play it anyways.
Yeah, I hope not.
Hendon Hooker. Hopefully he plays the whole game.
Hopefully he plays the whole preseason.
Yeah. Yeah, Goff's not going to sniff the field in preseason.
Good. Mike Neil would find his Christmas presents in advance just to know.
I did that.
We've all done that, right?
No, never. I love surprises.
Of course you.
Of
course it's you.
If someone put in the time and took the thought and care, like I'd be pissed if like they ruined the surprise. I love the joy and excitement of not knowing what it is.
I'm like that now. Been like that for like 10 years, but I used to be.
I can't see Darren McCarty.
No, Kid Darren McCarty knew where everything was. Mm-hmm. But now he likes the surprise.
I've told you before.
Now his patience. That's what it is. He's got patience now.
I told you before, Neil. You didn't believe me. I told you I'm a big delayed gratification person. Like I've always been bigger on the delayed gratification than the instant gratification.
I was definitely digging through my parents' closet during Christmas season. Me and my sister used to do it all the time.
As did I. And, like, I think they knew one time. So, my parents, they would put a piece of tape on the door that would line up with the shadow. It's like, it hung from, like, the molding to the door, and it went right to where the shadow was, right? So, I got hip to that game. I know they're watching, right? My mom's probably watching. So, I got hip to your game, Mom, and I knew. So, I would undo the piece of tape and go in there and find them. And then I'll put the piece of tape back perfectly, right on the line. Because, of course, I notice a detail like that, right? Of course. So then I think that they got hip to that. And then they started wrapping them, I think, as soon as they got them.
Oh, you never unwrapped and opened?
100%, yeah. Like,
rewrapped them?
100%. Now, that required more precision.
No, and then you know which one you had to get to that you messed up, and you had to get to that one first and rip it open because you'd already...
If you got the one if you found the one you wanted first, like the big thing you wanted, and they got it for you, D-Mac and a 10-year-old Neil Rule knew in his mind, I didn't get that tape job lined up exactly perfect, so I'm going to turn it so it's exact same position, but it faces away from where they would look at it. And I got what I wanted, so I stop. Immediately I stop.
Yeah. Everything else is a surprise.
Everything else is a surprise. But I got what I wanted, so I would turn it the other way around and put it back there. And exactly what you said, when I come downstairs, I got to go to that one first.
Yeah.
Just to eliminate. And D-Mac, I would open it from that side. That's precision, my friend.
Shout out to Peaceful Tim for the 5 gifted subs in the chat. Appreciate you, brother.
Any turkey in there?
I remember I woke up one year on Christmas Eve, and I walked out like towards the kitchen, and I saw my parents wrapping presents. And I remember I got the one that I saw that I knew was for me was Fantastic Four on DVD, the movie Fantastic Four.
Did any of your brothers ruin Christmas for you?
Yeah, oh yeah. My brothers told me Santa wasn't real when I was like 4.
Yeah.
Piece of shit, dude.
When did you accept it as fact, though?
Never.
Yeah, no, still out there.
He was wrong.
Yeah. I've heard the tales of Black Santa. I mean,
yeah.
Well, that's in a different discussion.
That is.
That's more in your on brand today.
Black Santa's more for adulthood.
That is
I believe. Fair. We'll get an off-season Black Santa update. We'll get Terry.
We need Uncle T, Foss.
Absolutely.
I think he'll be here tomorrow for the morning show.
Is he really?
I think so.
Ask him if he's got a Black Santa summer program.
All right.
So ask him and let me know. Let me know what he says. I know what this Black Santa discussion is going to do. By the way, like the chat's going to take off with it, and they're going to run with it, and it's going to overtake the show.
Are we going to do like a Christmas in July thing?
Probably not. Sorry. But we'll do a Black Santa update.
You're not offending me. I don't care. I just was asking.
I think we can do a Black Santa in July update. I think July's a good time to call for it.
Yeah.
We'll get Terry in here and see what's going on. John effing Lord with the Black Santa emoji. Here we go, everybody. What up, doe? We celebrate Black Santa in my interracial household.
Shout out.
So there you go. Believe. Wheezy D313, Blana. That was the nickname we had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blana. DNC ENT, we woke up and opened all our presents on Christmas morning before my mom was awake when I was about 5 or 6, thinking we were doing her a favor. We got everything taken away till Easter.
Yep.
God damn.
Yeah, you only did that once. Yeah. Wow.
That's like
you
cruel
can't.
and unusual
And
punishment.
you understand now that you're older why.
Yeah.
Right.
They took away the gifts from birth to crucifixion.
That is true.
That is fair.
That's aggressive, man.
I know.
They took him away for life.
Until he came back again. Like, he had to die and return before you got to play with your toys.
Yeah, well, if he didn't return, the presents wouldn't return.
That's fair.
There you go.
Yeah.
And just as a refresher, everyone, the stuff we don't do with the Black Santa discussion, okay? Like Danny G. And I only bring this one up because it's an example of what we don't do. Danny G, Black Santa's too busy drinking Hennessy in a pool in Vegas for an update. You don't know that, Danny G. You don't know what Black Santa does in the off season.
That's true.
So it's irresponsible.
That's why we got to get Terry in here.
It's irresponsible for you to mention that up, Danny G. Just now, if you preference that by saying, my speculation is that's what he's up to. But it's irresponsible of you to cast that type. You don't know what his off season looks like.
Allegedly goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly goes a long, long way, everybody. Peaceful Tim, allegedly, in capital letters.
He knows.
Soccer night in Detroit. No, you don't know if he's stacking up on Hennessy and Newports. You don't know that, all right? So we're not doing that. We're not. It's a good spot to take the break, everybody. So let's do it right here. And let's talk about White Claw. These White Claw watch parties, by the way, guys.
How was it? Did you stop in for a
I
cocktail?
stopped in.
Was it elite?
I didn't want to leave. It was fun.
Oh.
It was absolutely
It's a great
fun.
time.
We're halfway through, and I saw some of you
How was the Nemo's burger?
Nemo's burger is delicious.
There you go.
I saw some people talking about it. Yes. The next one is coming up June 29th at the Old Miami. People
Sunday night baseball in the D.
I may have to make another appearance for the Sunday night baseball one.
Are we going to the game?
I think I'm going to have to go to the game. What's that?
Put the request in.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're rolling out, D-Mac. That is it. So there it is, everybody. Sunday night baseball, the Old Miami, the White Claw Tigers tour. The heavyweights will be there. They'll be doing their thing. They're hitting 4 of the top bars in Metro Detroit. They're halfway home, everybody, and it'll wrap up on July 11th at Second Best. So be a part of the fun. Watch your reactions on Woodward Sports Network to the best team in baseball. It's the White Claw Tigers tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ben Johnson Law.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
Yeah, for sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 29th at the Old Miami in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty here with you. Chase intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter as well.
How about Gage Wood? Did you guys see that yesterday?
Yes.
That was fucking sweet.
I didn't see it like I
we watched the last couple innings in the studio after E&E. Dude is electric, man. He was barking out there. He's got aura. Talks a bunch of shit on the mound, just pumping gas in there. 119 pitches, 19 strikeout, no hitter in the College World Series. He was a hit batsman away from a perfect game.
Wow. How's Mizzou baseball, intern Simeon?
You don't want to know.
Did they face Gage Wood this year?
I believe they did, yeah.
How'd they do?
Not well. Not well.
All right, fair enough.
Started the SEC season 0-24.
What?
Yeah. So it was a couple weeks back you said something like the SEC knows about baseball. I bit my tongue.
You just looked away?
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah.
Except in Missouri.
Yeah.
How can they be that bad?
We're terrible.
How?
I don't know. They just don't care. Maybe we're terrible. And that's an understatement.
0-24? How does this not get more pressure?
You don't want to know. You don't. We lost to Alabama State 10-2. Lost a series to Evansville. Lost a series to Binghamton.
What?
Yeah.
Did you say you were 0-24 in SEC?
We started 0-24, then swept preseason #1 Texas A&M.
Oh, of course.
And then we got swept to close the season. We finished 3-27.
3-27?
Yes.
How does this not get talked about more?
I don't know. I think it's the worst winning percentage in SEC baseball history.
Well, I don't see how it could
be
much worse.
Right. Fewest wins back to 1960. We looked at it when we were down there. But fewest wins back to 1961 when they only played 12 games. So Vanderbilt went 1-11 or something.
Gage Wood this year.
Yeah, not good.
In his college career, in 108 innings pitched, he has 167 strikeouts.
Jesus.
And
they're in the SEC.
And only 38 walks. This year he has almost a 10 strikeout per 9, a sub-1 whip, but his ERA is 3.8. I don't even know how that works. I don't even have a sub-1 whip, but a 3.8 ERA. I loved what I saw. He was barking. It was sweet. It was very fun to watch.
I was wrong. We didn't see Gage Wood this year. That was a rest series for him.
They were like, let's save him for this week.
Yeah, we don't need to throw him this weekend.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah.
119 pitches, 19 Ks.
Shad 216. That ish hurt Simeon having to say that.
Yeah, it did.
It hurt your soul,
it did a
man.
Bit. I was really hoping you weren't going to say it because you said it the one time and I ducked the bullet, and then this time.
Yeah, well.
This time
the Grim Reaper came and got you this time.
Yeah, it did.
I used to hit Michigan State baseball games sometimes. Good time.
Were they ever 0-24 in the Big Ten?
No, they were not.
Shout out CMU baseball.
Shout out Zach McKinstry.
Shout out Fire Up, baby.
That's right. That hurts me having to say that. That's funny. Art Vanderlei, terrible. Charles Barkley. So there's that out there as well. Danny G, have to get me some Woodward Sports merch. Yes, you do. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Get the Boo Them Kids shirt. Like that's a staple of everything that goes on. D-Mac, wrap things up. See if Doc gets in here under the gun. How much damage does Edmonton losing tonight due to Connor? Oh, Doc is here? Oh, all right. We can save that one for tomorrow then, D-Mac. So we'll get Doc up here and rolling in the chair real quick here.
Want to hit the last break and then we'll come back.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take the break. We'll get Doc all lined up. Danny G, you asked about merch. Shop.woodwardsports.com. That is the move, and that is where you need to go to get said merch. You can get a Boot 'em Kid shirt right there at shop.woodwardsports.com. We got a golf line as well. D-Mac and I are hitting the golf course today. You can get geared up with the Woodward merch from there as well. Shop.woodwardsports.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Scan the QR code on the screen above my head right now. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app, and then all you got to do is fund your account using the promo code Woodward1000. That way, when you make your first bet, if you happen to lose your first bet, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. So there it is for you. And by the way, it's Caesars, like, you know, Caesars, one of the OGs of the sports betting game. The app is clean. It doesn't glitch out. It's all right there for you. They have all the betting markets also. Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, and Under the Gun, we are joined, of course, by our guy, Dr. Pierce. He is here in the house, courtesy of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center, powered by MRI of Southfield. Peaceful Tim says, Doctor, give me the news. Doc, good to see you. Thanks for joining us, as always. And Doc, like, look, I just want to get right into it. And I want to talk about, like, your weekend, too, because there's something pretty cool that was going on. But we've been talking about Will Vest. We've been talking about a pinky injury. With all that being said, it sounds scary. Spenny just told me they expect him to not be placed on IR. Is this sounds scary as a pitcher? Not going to IR. What do you think, Doc? Your take.
First of all, it's like a pinky. Like, why would anybody be out for a pinky? Or the comparison is like a big toe, you know, turf toe in football, right? How does that eliminate a guy from playing? But when you think about it, if he doesn't have that sensation in his fifth digit, his pinky, it throws you off. I mean, it could be the difference between a strike and a home run. So you have to have everything. As far as like the anatomy of it, there's a bone in your palm, which is called trapezius, and the nerve will run through there. If he has compression on that, he will get that numbness and tingling and lose some sensation. So it doesn't sound like it's a true injury. I think it's more of a compression type of thing from a nerve, and he just has to get that sensation back. Because when you start talking about how every finger matters in throwing a baseball, the two finger split, all that. I'm not that great at every pitch, but the pinky plays a role if it's on the ball, if it's not on the ball, because your hand has to be tight around it. So if you're doing the two-finger fastball or two-seam fastball, that pinky still plays a role. And if you don't have that, it sounds silly. But the other thing is his rotation's every 5 days, correct?
Well, he's a closer.
Oh, he's the
so
closer. Sorry.
Yeah. But you're here for the medical stuff,
right.
not for the baseball stuff.
Well, I should know that. Sorry.
No. But as a closer, so he's probably pitching 2 out of every 5 days, maybe 3, but an inning at a time. So
yeah. So somebody must have said if he's not going on IR, it's probably something that they're going to watch and see over the next 3 to 4 days to see if it resolves. Put some secret sauce in there. Get. Am I good with the mic?
Yeah.
Get some rest to it. Get some therapy on it and see what happens over probably the next 48 hours. If it doesn't resolve in the next 48 hours to where they want, don't be heartbroken if he does get put on AR. I think right now it's in that wait and see. Let's see what's going to happen with some rest, some treatment, some awareness, and see if we can get this thing to pop back in the next 7 to 10 days.
What about overcompensation, Doc?
Well, it's truly what happens. You start pushing on your other 4 fingers and your forearm and your upper arm. So once that mechanics is going, you're going to start compensating with your elbow and your shoulder, which could lead to more problems.
How much concern? Is it a concern, or is it just something that, like, this is more of, it happened? What would you relate it to in a hockey injury or something? Like, is there
hockey doesn't have injuries like this. This is.
Well, is there a relation to, like, how concerned
No,
you are?
for a pitcher, if he was a regular player, I don't think he's coming out because of this. Because he's so in tune to how to throw the ball, the difference between every type of pitch there is, he's got to be, that whole hand has to be in sync, and that's why it's more important. So hockey-wise, no, it's gripping. If we did this with you guys, we would buddy tape your ring finger to your pinky finger and let you go play. That's how we would see it overall.
Absolutely.
Talk with Dr. Pierce here every Tuesday, Thursday on the afternoon show as well. But, Doc, no, it's just because I hear pinky and numbness and pitcher, certainly the high leverage guy that Will Vest is too, I get concerned. So that's it. And look, it's not a fair question to ask you because no one knows anything because nobody has said anything other than he's not expected to go on IR. But at the same time, I get concerned, Doc. So thank you.
He probably just didn't feel right around the ball. These guys are so in tune to their body, how they're feeling, where their pressure points are coming off of. I think it's just someone who's very in tune to his game, and he's not feeling right. And baseball pitchers are more sensitive to things like this.
So, Doc, the weather's warm, the people are out. Yeah. You have any good because you're becoming Dr. Pickleball, right? Like you are transforming. You're Doc Rock, Dr. Pickleball, Dr. Pinky Finger, all of it. But Doc, without naming names, obviously, how are the pickleball players holding up right this summer so far, Doc? Any massive injuries or anything you've seen?
Yeah, like we said, I had my youngest player get an ACL about 9 months ago. Achilles tendon tears in an older individual. They're adding up, but also the numbers are adding up. And we got to give Mac credit for starting to call me Dr. Pickleball, so we'll see what sticks and doesn't stick.
I got a feeling that one's going to hang around, Doc.
Well, like I said, I was kind of dissing on it, but now looking at the numbers and the number of injuries, we got to start dealing with it. But no, I played the other day just casually with my kids. But it's hard. It's a hard game. It's fun. I do agree with some tennis lovers that I don't like the ping of the ball when you hit it.
I don't like the sound of it either.
Yeah, so it's look, it's taking off. It's the fastest growing sport with lacrosse. Now paddles climbing too. Paddles climbing because it's more like racquetball. It's more action to it.
But the pickleball thing, Doc, medical stuff aside, why? Why this takeover of it?
Well, because it's not exhausting. It's not a lot of movement. It's short movements, and you can play it a whole bunch. You can play at a whole bunch of levels, right? So they really targeted the elderly. This came from Europe, right? So the elderly are more active in Europe. It's coming here, and we think we're as active, but we're not. We're not as healthy in our older years as Europeans are, even though we have better medicine and better science.
We're not as healthy in our younger years.
Or our
That's
younger
fair.
years.
That's fair. Somebody asked a question. We got an Ask Doc in here.
All right.
What's your favorite secret sauce? You got to give it's your thing now, Doc. So you got to.
That's right. We got to really work on that brand.
Dr. Secret Sauce.
You know, a lot of people, if we're seriously asking, I know they really want to know. Peptides are starting to really come into the mainframe. You know, the FDA's on it. The FDA's questioning it. They're worried about it. People are like, well, like I just had a talk with one of the Cleary. With Dan Cleary, like about the peptides, and, you know, the FDA's coming down on it. It's not that they're coming down on it; they're worried about it's a moneymaker, right? You follow the dollar again. So with peptides, more people are getting into it, more labs are getting into it, so the purity of the peptides is dropping, right? So if you now you got when you get it, it's not like undercover or in the corners of the ghetto type of thing. But you gotta be sure you're getting it from a good lab.
Well, tell me what, tell me who. What's a peptide?
What's a peptide?
Yeah.
Peptides are synthetics that were now they're injections. There's creams. There's injections. There's everything to help with energy.
That's what this secret sauce is officially called.
Yeah.
The old peptide. All right, good to know.
No, I said peptides is only part of the secret sauce.
Okay.
So.
But an integral part.
No, I mean, I still believe in biologics and PRP and stem cell and exosomes and peptides and some other stuff.
You're talking to au naturel over here. So what are you talking?
That's right. We want more of the organic.
But
peptides are synthetic, reproduced products to mimic what we have in our body.
They're amino acids.
And they're amino acids.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
They're simple.
All right, Doc.
But it gets down to who's producing them.
Right.
Not everybody's created equal. There's some people in the industry. Like I ripped on PRP, platelet-rich plasma. There's people that I do it at the highest level, and there's guys that are doing it at the lowest concentrations possible. You have to do your research, and they're all
What's
charged.
Tom Mazaway doing right now? Is he on the PRP? Is he on the secret sauce?
He's flirting with it right now.
Is he? Okay.
He's flirting with it. He hasn't pulled the trigger yet.
I don't know why this just popped in my head. We should do like well, I guess HIPAA laws and stuff like that. But
well, no, if he agrees to it, HIPAA is aside.
We should have a weekly. It's his elbow, like
it's his elbow.
Bowling elbow.
It's bowling elbow. Jesus, this should be a weekly thing.
Is he not on the IR?
Replace Hutchinson with Maz.
Lions have Hutch. Tigers got Vest now. We got Maz.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on brand.
It must be the city. Doc, you had a pretty busy weekend. We talked about Dr. Pickleball. Before we've talked about Doc Rock as well. You are a doctor to a lot of the music performers that come into town and things like that. Kid Rock. So you're out at the Kid Rock concert this weekend
up in Hastings.
Let me ask you this: Kid Rock is not a kid anymore. Obviously, he's 54 years old.
He's a grandpa.
But yeah, Grandpa Rock, Kid Rock, whatever. No, but Doc, he's a guy that, and look, as a performer, he's a guy that gets into it, right? Like. Is he still moving around the stage? Like probably not the way he was 20 years ago or 25 years ago, but he still brings a lot of juice to the performance, right?
No, he's looking better this year. We've had talks. I've been with him for a long time. I mean, Mac and I were backstage, and I don't even know how far back, late 90s.
Yeah, 20 years. 30, years.
You know where it was. He was crazy. He'd jump off the piano. He'd jump off the stuff.
Yeah.
But the way he is really taken. I have to give him a lot of credit from staying fit, staying exercise. He's very in tune to his body. He has done things. He's the one that even started the beamer beds, the electrical current beds. He's the one that originated pickleball. He plays every day. He played basketball early in the morning. I mean, he is fit. He's in shape. He was bouncing around that stage. He was jumping up, both feet coming down. I mean, he looked, hats off to him. He's staying in shape. There was no medical needs for him this time. He's, we'll get phone calls once in a while, but, there I was, fortunate to be backstage and with the gang, but he was locked in. He was locked into his making this very successful.
I think it's it's the bottom line is that you can see it. It's in a different. It ain't the '90s or the 2000s anymore. Like lifestyles changed, and one of the big things for Bob is how he feels. I mean, and doing all outside stuff and doing activities, and he's always doing something. I mean, there's a great picture of him, Chelly, and Lidstrom paddleboarding down the Detroit River back in the day. So he's always been active, but if he has to be, because I'll tell you this, Kid Rock show is as energetic and as live as it's going. You'll never see him sit there and just play unless he's behind the piano.
Last one, Doc. As the Doc, you see, these, whether it's Kid Rock or some of the big Shakira,
Ooh, that's a good one.
Take it easy, everybody, okay? Take it easy. No, but Doc, you're ever there, like in your doctor capacity, and they get out there on the stage and they're doing something, you're like, oh no. You ever have those moments?
Oh yeah, Especially after, like Seal was the big one. Seal
really?
At the Fox. He was a big anti-pickleballer, and I'll tell that story at a different time.
Okay.
But he was struggling to get on, and he's jumping off stage into the audience and walking through the audience on the chairs, right, on the chair handles. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? We just fixed you. And he looks over to me and just gives me thumbs up. I'm like, all right, I guess we'll take that as a positive. But no, and then there's people that do some crazy stuff. We get dehydration. People don't realize that the entertainers are athletes. We kind of coined that also. But think about it. If you're on a treadmill running, these guys are running around. Think if you could sing and hit a note.
Right.
Type of thing.
No, it is. They're all in, man. The greats are all in.
When you get Pine Knob, middle of July, middle of August, you're sweating. You're losing 3 to 5 pounds. These guys are getting dehydrated, and they think just a little bit of water. We've changed a lot of these guys to the electrolytes, the waters. We have blowers. Like, you think like Beyonce's the king of blower, the hair blowing thing.
Yeah.
But we have them now just for functional, so it keeps them calm. When you get a packed Pine Knob with
it's
the
warm,
heat,
yeah.
with them,
humidity,
dressing, they're sweating their butts off.
I will say this, Doc. Like when I got turned on to hydration, probably about like proper hydration. You know what I'm saying? Like preparatory hydration. It changes a lot, man. You're surprised how much more you can do in the gym, running, performing, like whatever it is you're doing. What's the percentage of people that probably properly hydrate just in life?
10%.
Bingo.
But the thing is, like our young youth, like we just had DCD, Detroit Country Day Women's Lacrosse. We were involved because of my son's girlfriend, and it was a hot day. And she's a rock star player, but she tends not to hydrate, so she tends to fall off in the fourth. You got to realize, for all those young athletes, you want to play to the end of the game, where the most important part of the game is.
When you're at
you
your
got to
best,
make sure you have a proper hydration through there, because you don't realize how much. It's the simple thing is 8 ounces of every 20 minutes of exercises type of thing. I got to double check that, but it's about 8 ounces for every 20 minutes of active activity that you should be drinking.
No, and people, and this applies. I believe this to everyday life. If you work at a desk or whatever, if you took your hydration seriously, you would perform better. Even whatever job you do, you would perform
right.
better.
It's feeding the system. It's just like when you starve with this intermittent fasting, it's depleting you. You may be doing one positive, but overall, I don't think it's a positive. I'm not anti-intermittent fasting, but I'm kind of anti-intermittent fasting. It's your brain. You get brain fog. I mean, there's everything. We can go on and on.
Doc, appreciate the time, as always. I know we're on overtime. D-Mac and I have tea times. You understand, I'm sure. Well, see you later.